Yusha Ibn Nun was one of prophets sent to the children of Israel after Prophet Musa. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon them both. Prophet Yusha was the one responsible for leading an army into Jerusalem and conquering it with the children of Israel. Before this point, they were all wandering in the desert for 40 years as a punishment from Allah due to constant disobedience of His commands by the children of Israel. Prophet Musa and his brother Prophet Harun both passed away during the wandering period. Yusha had taken over the leadership role of the children of Israel after the death of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him. Prophet Harun, peace be upon him, died 2 years before Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, according to Ibn Kathir. In the Islamic tradition, he is more popularly known as the servant and student of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, in the story of Al-Qadr in the Quran. He is also said to be one of the two referred to in the following verse. Said 2 men from those who feared to disobey, upon whom Allah had bestowed favor, enter upon them through the gate, for when you have entered it, you will be predominant. And upon Allah rely, if you should be believers. The context of the above verse is that when Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, commanded the children of Israel to go into Jerusalem to claim it, they refused because they feared its inhabitants, who were very strong people. They refused to fight them, but Yusha was one of the people who tried to persuade them into going into battle with the inhabitants. Due to their disobedience, Allah forbade them to be able to enter Jerusalem, and they were made to wander in the desert for 40 years, as mentioned in the Quran. One of the wisdoms behind their wandering is said to be that Allah did not want anyone who had worshipped the calf to enter Jerusalem. Therefore, after 40 years, that whole generation had passed away, and the new generation was brought up under the direct teachings of Musa, Harun, and Yusha. It was this new generation under the leadership of Yusha that was allowed to enter Jerusalem with a victory. According to some sources, he is also credited with being present at Musa's death, and literature records that Musa's garments were with Yusha at the time of his departure. It is reported that in the last battle, which began on Friday, the Jews were nearing victory with Yusha as their commander. However, the sun was nearing to set, and the Jews did not work or fight on Saturday. Thus, Yusha started to fear that they may lose the battle. So he looked towards the sun and said, "You are commanded, and I, too, am commanded from Allah. O Allah, stop the sun." The sun stopped at its place and remained that way until he was able to conquer Jerusalem and enter it. In Jewish and Islamic calendars, the following day begins with sunset, and the Jews were forbidden by God to work on Saturdays. There is a hadith which details this incident. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is reported to have said, "One of the prophets made a holy war. He said to his followers, one who has married a woman and wants to consummate to his marriage, but has not yet done so, another who has built a house, but has not yet erected its roof, and another who has bought goats and pregnant she-camels, and is waiting for their offspring, will not accompany me." So he marched on and approached a village at or about the time of the Asr prayers. He said to the sun, "Thou art subservient to Allah, and so am I. O Allah, stop it for me a little." It was stopped for him until Allah granted him victory. We know that the above is referring to Yusha Ibn Nun because in another hadith, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, clearly states, "The sun has never stopped from setting for any human being except for Yusha on the evening he invaded Jerusalem." The children of Israel lived in Jerusalem for some time, and Yusha, peace be upon him, taught them the Torah and ruled according to it. Ibn Kathir says that he lived up to be 127 years old. He lived 27 years after the death of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him.